adjust to my job. I end up going to the warehouse, and it was new hours, and so it was a lot of stuff that just prevented me from being able to go out, come back here for more than a week or so. You know, anytime I come back to work, like he was the one that he was teaching me on I think it was Ableton. No, not Ableton. It was Cubase. He was teaching me on Cubase, and I engineered a couple songs for my man Randall Rhymes. I don't know if y'all know him, the local rapper here, and I just called him, or I just hit him up on Messenger out of the blue. It was back in January or February or so, and I was like, yo, what are the dates for Riverfest? I'm planning my vacation. I want to plan it around there to make sure I'm there this time. I don't even know who's coming. I just want to be there. Y'all brought the roots. I don't care. I'm coming through this time, just on general principle. And he was like, man, we got some hitters, man. And he told me that that Common was gonna be performing, and I about jumped out of my seat. I was like, I'm there. And then about a week later, he hit me up. He was like, hey man, you want to open for him? I about jumped through the phone just to shake him and say, yes I do.
Oh man.
And so it's been a real blessing just to, you know, for him to remember me like that and think of me for the show, you know, along with A Squared, who, you know, I worship as an MC out here. Like his freestyling ability, his you know, he's one of the few that does live instrumentation for his records. And so I'm big time looking forward to seeing him perform with his band. His band is always on point.
Hold that thought real quick. We're gonna take a quick break. Everybody, y'all don't go anywhere. It's Vibe Wichita.
Yep.
The voice of the dub.
Don't touch the dial, leader.
With your host, Dramedy Drew.
Life has never been easy. Tears have dried, but the pain stayed. Grew up with friends and they walked away. Only call when they need me. Follow my dreams and I risked it all. Can't even count all the times I've fallen. But that was then, baby, this is now. And it took time just to figure out that everything happens for a reason. And all the love and pain will have their seasons. But if you lift your head up and keep pushing, your goal it may be nearer than it's looking. Oh, I feel so much stronger now than I ever have before. I'm standing on the edge and I'm ready to soar. What once felt so far away is now sitting in my head. I fought it, now I stand, 'cause I conquered it all. Oh, 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 I've conquered it all. All of my time has brought me here. A time when the world is more filled with fear. I didn't know then, but I know it now, that I'm the one that can shut it down. All the power inside of me has been brewing up for times like these. I won't look back or turn around, 'cause I know it now without a doubt that everything happens for a reason. And all the love and pain will have its seasons. But if you lift your head up and keep pushing, your goal it may be nearer than it's looking. Oh, I feel so much stronger now than I ever had before. I'm standing on the edge and I'm ready to soar. What once felt so far away is now sitting in my head. I fought it, now I stand, 'cause I conquered it all. Oh, 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 I've conquered it all. Oh, 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 I've conquered it all.
Hold tight now, this ride not easy. Up, down, all around, but just keep breathing. Twist a turn, feel a burn that got you screaming. Stand firm and learn how you can beat it. Please believe me. You got to be it. In your mind, then apply just how you see it. Say it loud, write it down, and keep conceiving. Hit the dirt, put in work, that how you increase it. But it don't go how I planned it. Gotta keep adapting with how to take damage. Sometimes it feels like the whole world is crashing, or they laughing at me for my passion. Doing it by yourself has a little advantage, but nothing wrong with help when you feel you can't manage. You can get down, just don't stay down. You're massive, classic. This is your world, make it happen. And all the pain you've been weary with, all the weight that you're carrying,
before. I'm standing on the edge, and I'm ready to soar. What once felt so far away is sitting in my hand. I fought and now I stand. I conquered it all. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. I've conquered it all. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. I've conquered it all. I feel so much stronger now than I ever have before. I'm standing on the edge, ready to soar. Once felt so far away, sitting in my head. But now I stand. I conquered it all.
What's cooking in Wichita? Valerie's Wings and Things dishes some of the best wings in the Midwest, and it's right here in our very own town. Valerie's Wings was voted 2016 Lord of the Wings by People's Choice. Want a taste of the South? Val also offers her deep fried catfish and her shrimp combo. Visit on Mondays and Tuesdays and get $1 off of your combo. Slide by Wednesdays and come enjoy her $1 hamburger. Come down to 3928 East 13th Street North and experience the goodness of Valerie's Wings and Things.
You are locked into Vibe Wichita.
What it do, people? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying there, locked into what we got going on today. We are here with Marrque Nunley.
Oh, yes.
What? Let me give you some juice. Let me give LT some juice. There we go. Man, we are here with the fellas today. Now, Marrque, tell me.
Yeah.
Let's take it back, as LT likes to say, man. Let's take it back real quick.
Yeah.
What got you your? What led you to want to start producing music, or just being in the music realm, becoming an artist, rapping? What brought you to that light?
I was born into it, man. I was born in '85. You know, just right at the cusp of the beginning of the golden era of hip hop. Except I was raised in a conservative Christian household, so I had to sneak to listen to rap unless it was Will Smith because he was clean.
Right.
And so I remember the raps that made me fall in love with it was Teddy Riley's rap from The Winans It's Time. I don't know if anyone remembers that. I posted about it a few weeks ago. It was like, this was the jam. But Teddy Riley's rap on that, and then Will Smith's Summertime, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince Summertime. And remember my mom, we were living in Fresno, California at the time, and we took a trip to Los Angeles that year, and she played those two records out on the way there, and I loved them. Like I couldn't get enough of it, and I've been rapping ever since then. And with production, it just I honestly don't know how that started. I ended up, my grandma plays organ, can play keyboards as well, and she ended up getting a keyboard, and I just started messing with it, and I found the record function, and been doing that ever since. That was about 5th or 6th grade. Wow. After I moved here, and I just used that keyboard until it stopped working, and then that's when it was high school when it stopped working. That's when I graduated to Fruity Loops, and then I hooked up with James Paul, Rudy Love Jr., and my man Aaron Shaw, 2SM. We formed a band together, and I started working in Logic from there, and that's when it got better. Significantly better.
Nonetheless. Now, what is your favorite thing to do as far as?
I'm never prepared for this question. I think about it all the time. I mean, it's different on different days. It's like, it's Stevie Wonder versus Donny Hathaway. It's like on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays it's Stevie. On the rest of the days it's Donny. So, like, depending on, I don't know, it's just how I wake up that day. Some days I wake up and I can't stop hitting stuff. And so I'm like, okay, today's a drumming day, so I need to find some type of instrument to hit for a while. Or sometimes I'll have some melody that won't leave my head, or something that came from a dream, and that's that day I gotta go with production, try to make a beat somewhere or something like that. And then some days the words just don't stop coming to you. Like, everything becomes a concept for some song, and so it's really day by day.
See, I need that. I don't get the words part. I get the sometimes with the production or a beat or something like that, I'll get that in my head. I got Fruity Loops. I got whatever I need in here.
Right.
I don't know how to use it.
Hey, it's a learning curve.
Don't know how to use it, and then like after about 10 or 15 minutes in there playing with stuff, I'm just like, all right, let me just stick to audio.
I'd be like, I'm like that with
video.
Pro Tools right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like in Logic, I'm whiz with that. I got that all day. But you put me in Pro Tools, and I'm like,
right.
What's the shortcut for what now?
Right,
like,
right.
Like it's a whole, like you got to relearn everything. Like you know what it can do.
Right.
But you got to learn how to make it do it. And so I understand that perfectly. Yeah. And so it's real intimidating. And for a long time, I didn't go into the engineering aspect because it's so immense as something that contributes to the music, to the records. And honestly, I had to give it up because I started going down the rabbit hole, and it's like, holy crap, if I keep trying to learn this, I won't have time to get better at anything else because I'm gonna spend all my time trying to get the engineering right. And so
that's how I feel.
I leave that to better minds at this point.
Right.
Tell everybody how you started playing the drums.
Wait, like period or my Uncle Steve Nunley, my biological father's brother, took me to some type of child doctor. I don't know what the specialty is, but we were checking on my hand-eye coordination, and the doctor said I had the rhythm sense of an 11-year-old, and I was 2 at the time. And so wow. And then my aunt Toya living in Florida will testify, and my grandma here will testify that I used to get out pots and pans and flour. I can't remember why. I think I was trying to like create some type of weird smoke effect. I don't know. But I'd get out the pots and pans and just bang on them with the flour everywhere. And my aunts would always have to clean up after me because it was while they were babysitting me. And so I've just been drumming ever since.
See, I don't know if it's the coordination for me. Cause see, I'm cool. I could dance. I could do all of that. I can do. I can multitask.
For sure.
I cannot drum to save my life.
It's a little. You are playing like 3 or 4 instruments at once with each limb, and so by the time you get to actually trying to implement everything, it's like, oh, I gotta do an independence of hands. Like I have this hand doing something while this hand's doing something else, And I with dancing, everything's coordinated. If your hips go here, your hands go over here, or something like that.
Okay.
And
okay.
So you are having to learn independence of limbs, but that's all it is.
So if you're listening, you should realize by now that we're in the presence of a genius.
Nonetheless,
I would not say that.
Nonetheless,
do you see colors when you hear music?
I do not.
No.
I do not have that gift. But then I'm horrible with visual arts. Like visual art is I've never been. I didn't get that gene. Our family, we got multiple people that can do draw and make stuff, and it skipped me. Like I can't. Like I got this clay sheep I was supposed to make in 3rd grade. My parents got it at their house right now, and everyone thinks it's a seal whenever they see it. Like that was the last time. That was when I figured out, okay, this is not for me. I'm not going to get any better at this, no matter how hard I work at it. So I'm gonna let that be alone. So
oh man,
so, yeah, I didn't get the color in music thing.
All right, so who's your favorite MC?
All time, Pharoah Monch.
Why you say that?
Yeah, that was quick.
Good. Yeah, I think about it all the time. Like his everything he does as an MC is like 10. He's like just 10. His freestyle ability, his ability to be intricate in his delivery and in the words he chooses, and but at the same time, he knows not to be too too Gatling gun about his deliveries. Everything's not like he can play with the rhythms like the verse from Oh No, the Mos Def song featuring Nate Dogg and Pharoah Monch, you say that and everyone's like, yep, hallelujah, Pharoah Monch kill you, like just the way that he's so theatrical, while at the same time, when the song calls for it, he's able to come back down and not be so animated. There's a song on his last album, Broken Again, that it has me in tears, man. But it's really a song about, coping with a heroin addiction, and just the way that he tells the story. He's not doing, the oh no type of flow. He's back down to earth. He's back here, and he's really relating the tale in a way that is hard hitting and emotional. And so just everything he does, the songs he chooses to be on, and when he goes into best rapper mode, he can go into best rapper mode. Like there's a song on the last album he has with Black Thought. Those two should not be able to do songs together. It's unfair. Like you can't put top notch rappers like that. It
sounds like a dictionary would explode.
It does. Like seriously, like it's completely unfair.
It's like you stack up Britannica Encyclopedia and just have a domino effect.
Right. It just knocks everything down, and like just everything that he does. I want to be able to do that.
Right.
At some point in my life. Won't be anytime soon. He's that far ahead of me, but I'm trying to catch up.
Who are some other MCs that influenced you?
Busta Rhymes. Rhymes.
And listening to that last track,
yeah.
I knew it. 'Cause, I know you. So
yeah, Busta Rhymes is one of my Mount Rushmore MCs. I've been a diehard Busta fan since Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. I moved to Wichita in '95, just a year before his first solo album came out.
For sure.
And at that point, I wasn't really into I backed out of hip hop for a bit and got into like techno for some reason, like Mortal Kombat soundtrack and all that was my jam, 5th and 6th grade. But then '97 hit, and that Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See came out and revolutionized my entire world, and I've been like riding for him ever since. And so Busta Rhymes is definitely someone that has a big influence just because of his dynamic. He has a powerful voice. He's one of the most recognizable voices in the world right now.
Right.
Let's see, Common, of course. Common was another Mount Rushmore MC. He was my favorite rapper for years until he got replaced by Pharoah Monch about 4 or 5 years ago. And like just someone that was conscious and was able to do really good hip hop love songs. They weren't cheesy, they weren't overtly sexual,
right.
Although I'm not saying you shouldn't have those songs, that's a part of it, but it was he had actual depth in the love song, and it was like From the Light and Come Close. It's right. Just making love songs that are rapped that that you can actually love somebody to, and so just that kind of consciousness in the rap. And at the same time, Common is a rapper. Common will body you quickly,
right
off the top. Like he can
no
freestyle.
Hesitation. No, he's nice.
Yeah, and so another one, Brother Ali. But I discovered him in about 2009, 2008, and another MC that just blew my mind with how well they put together raps and the theatrics within their voice. Because when he does a song where it sounds desperate and he's really searching on some inner soul searching stuff, he really goes in. Like he talks about his demons. He talks about him. Being albino and being blind. He talks about him growing up with black people, being white guy, and traversing that area, and with the privilege that he gets as a white male.
Right.
Like he's not afraid to dig into that because he came up around it, and so he's another one that the whole Rhyme Sayers clique, Atmosphere's label, that whole label. There's no whack rappers on that label at all.
Right.
Like Murs, like didn't Murs just get the freestyle world record for longest freestyle?
I don't know.
It's like 28 hours or something.
It was long.
Like, it was ridiculous.
It was
like,
long. And I thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this dude is really freestyling over a day.
Over a day.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. Okay. So I hear you with the latest rapper. Or I'm sorry, the who your favorite, and most of them are older. Who is your favorite new
post Kanye West?
Post Kanye West.
Because that's that he's kind of the for me, he's the trigger for the latest rap. Like he's the one that started the the thematic style
Right.
that most of the rappers that are coming up now are participating in. Kendrick Lamar, off top, like Kendrick Lamar is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
that
Yeah.
guy's phenomenal.
it's something
Like,
about being in California while you listen to Kendrick Lamar.
it's
though.
the truth. Like I thought, like I didn't. It's weird. It's super weird, but it's the truth. Like when I came back in 2015, To Pimp a Butterfly had just come out, and that album is still blowing my mind. Like that was that's I think that's the best album to come out of this generation of rappers. Like it's since like The Cool from Lupe. And so like to definitely Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole, I wasn't a real big fan at first because they were trying to push him in the pop rap direction, and I understand that. Get your money, I'm not mad at you for it, but artistically it didn't move me. Yeah, but that third album, that 2014 Forest Hills Drive, I was like, okay, I'm with this.
Man,
I'm with this here.
that was some heat.
And
bro.
so,
yeah,
Big Crit really surprised me.
Yes,
Like
I met
Crit,
people are
Crit.
asleep
I got
on
a
Big
picture
Crit.
with
they
him.
really are.
They sleep
like,
on Big Crit.
Crit is phenomenal. Especially like I'm not saying Southern rappers are dumb because they have a strong tradition of intelligent rap.
Yes.
Scarface, Andre 3K,
Andre 3K, yeah,
all of that, CeeLo. But I don't know, Big Crit of this generation like really took the mantle of being a Southern rapper that's a top notch lyricist. While not hiding his accent, letting his accent come through, and saying, yeah, I have this Southern drawl and everything, but I'm still gonna over rap you all day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love that about him. And so, also, he produces as well. Like I didn't know that until like 6 months ago. It's like he makes beats and like he's not bad. Like they're good. I'm like, dude, you not playing fair again. It's like you too talented.
Corner the game. Hey, look, they gonna corner the game. They're gonna be producing, rapping.
I'm saying
they're gonna be managing.
They're gonna engineer their own stuff. Like they be able to do everything by themselves from concept to completion. Like
Kanye tried it, but he went crazy trying to do it. So
he did.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work.
That's why he needs help. That's why he got producers to help him now.
Absolutely. What do you think about Chance the Rapper?
Chance is great. Coloring Book was probably one of the two best rap albums to come out last year. Especially it was someone that can rap on a big scale like that. That's something I have to give Kanye West credit for. Is he really popularized dramatic beats in hip hop, like stuff on a movie scale as far as how things sound and like making everything big and dramatic. And Color and Chance just picked up on that and ran with it too. Like Coloring Book, like I was blown away. Like I was at first because I'd heard about it and I was like, okay, he's cool. And then I heard him and I was like, kind of sounds like old school Eminem a little bit, but okay, I'm cool. I'm with it. And then like he showed me like how he can stick to a concept, and I was like, whoa, okay. So his style is adaptable, and so he's a really good rapper. He's really good at executing high concept art. The same with Kendrick. They can do songs that force you to come to new conclusions as you listen to it over and over and over. And so, Chance has been real good. Childish is great. Childish is
Genius,
the most cheatingest dude ever. Like
he's a genius, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I need to know who he sold his soul to, what dance he did correctly. So I'm like, bruh,
man,
your soul must be worth a lot because he's just way too talented. Yeah, like I loved him. Like 30 Rock's one of my favorite 30 sitcoms.
Rock.
Like he was a writer on that show.
30 Rock with Tina Fey.
I'm just now getting into Community, and I'm like, gosh. And then I'm gonna get into Atlanta after I finish Community, and Atlanta's just been getting rave reviews.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes of Atlanta. I gotta finish it.
Man.
I feel so.
Now you talk about Southern rappers with lyrics.
Come on,
Jay Electronica.
Jay Elect, man. Look, Jay Elect pisses me off because he ain't come out with one solo album yet, and he still could put out a solo album right now. It's been what 8 years since Exhibit C, something like that.
Yeah. Is it Rock Nation's fault? Is it Jay-Z? Should we blame Jay-Z for not getting us? I think he got. I'm sure he got a few albums finished.
I'm sure. And it's like I know he's a perfectionist and all that. I'm like, yo, just give us something, man. You can't just ride the hype forever. You can't be that good to ride the hype for 8 years with no album, man. Like this is ridiculous, but that's how good he is,
man.
Especially as a producer and rapper. Like There's a track on Erykah Badu's New America, the first one that came out, that he did. It was Twinkle, and I was just like, no, I'm sorry. My People was the joint, and I was just like, there's no way a rapper made this beat. There's no way a rapper made this beat, and sure enough, check the credits, Jay Electronica, and I was just like, really.
I've heard a lot about Jay Electronica and how underrated and
extremely
just not only is he underrated, it's like he was. It's almost like he was out, and then to me it was like they put him on the shelf, but they dust him, but they put him on the shelf.
He's like
they try to keep
he's
him.
like a folk legend right now.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. He's an urban myth. It was like somewhere, like there's a National Treasure movie being made right now about Jay Electronica's album, debut solo album.
Oh man, now I know we are talking about like true hip hop right now. Where do you place Drake?
Drake is an anomaly, man. Drake is. People hate. I'm not hating on Drake. I don't hate Drake's music. He makes good music. He's a good songwriter. He's incredible with melodies. I wish he would never sing them. He should have somebody else sing his songs, please. But he can rap. I can't say that he can't rap. The boy can spit. But it's just none of his music really. I don't know. It feels to me. It feels superficial. It feels like he knows how to write. He knows a formula for writing good songs, and he follows that formula to the T. You know, and there's just something too mechanical about that to me. And so, and you know, he doesn't really have anything for me that's emotionally stirring. You know, that everything is about some girl that hurt his heart, or he hurt some girl's heart, or he's trying to hurt some girl's heart. You know, it's very, you know, there's no real soul searching to me in his music. I'm sure, you know, for some people it does that for them. You know, no diss to them at all. But and also, man, I say it. He's the Bobby Brown. He's the new Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Now y'all might be too young, but Bobby Brown he rapped. Everyone like Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, you know, two of the guys from New Edition, they rapped as well, and they were not bad. But they rapped and sang, and that was the thing during the New Jack Swing era. If you were going to sing it, you had to be able to rap too. Right. And so Drake is, you know, someone that sings, that is known for singing, that can book gigs just singing, but he also raps. And so I put him in that category, and people get mad at me. And it's like, I'm not saying he's a parody. I'm just saying that's what they did then, and that's why it was popular then, and that's why it's popular now, because he's doing both of them at such a good level that people accept it. And so Jake's just, like I said, he's an anomaly. Like, I can't put him in any type of category, and that's a boon to him. Like, if I have to sit there and think about how do I categorize what Drake is, then I think you win as an artist if, you know, they can't box you. Yeah. And so kudos to him for that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, did you have some? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad. I got all kind of questions. Go ahead.
Let's air a little bit of dirty laundry. Talk about you and my relationship.
Family. What's this about?
Family. So when we first moved here to Wichita, we were staying at my grandma Ross's, me and LT's great grandma, and LT, you're 4 years younger than me.
I'm like 3 because
3.
You were,
oh,
you
that's
were
right.
senior.
I was in 8th grade. You were in 5th grade. Yeah, you're right. And LT was hyper as a kid. He was very excitable, and was I like the first cousin that was around your age,
right? Because he's the oldest great grand, and I'm the second oldest great grand.
Yeah. And so, you know, every time I was over there, LT was over there. He was just super rambunctious and just always wanting to wrestle, fight, hit, just do, you know,
LT
just
like
do stuff that brothers
somebody.
do. And I was the only kid all the way up until I was 11. So he was wanting to do all his brothers. So I'm like, yo, calm down. And he would not calm down. And I would always be afraid because I've always been a big dude. And so I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to, I was always told, you can't hit people because you don't know how strong you are. And so he would keep going. And then I finally got the green light to play. And I was like, oh, you mean I can throw him into the wall and not get in trouble? And that's exactly what I did.
LT looked like the type. He just seemed like the type to headbutt you when y'all wrestling. Like, how you just gonna sneak a headbutt in, dude? Like,
he sneak a headbutt, punching in the balls, all of that, man. like he was not playing fair at all.
I ain't losing.
But I mean, he was you know, he had a brother to play with. Now I didn't understand it at the time, so I'd get super frustrated. I'd go upstairs to my mom crying like, I can't stand being around you, you know. And so at one point we were playing downstairs when my mom had a daycare, and I forget, did I body slam you or did I punch you?
Man, he hit me square in the chest, knocked the wind out of me.
Literally, like he had an asthma attack afterward, and that's when I had to sit down. Everyone had to come to Jesus meeting with me about being too mean. I was like, well, y'all said I could. It was like I just took it too far one day, but you know, as you can see, it worked.
Hey,
he's you know, he's a great person,
and that's why I advocate beating children.
You just gotta have other children do it, you know. Gotta work it out,
right, man.
But it's as you can see, man. You know, you see him around town. He's being completely positive, and he's involved with his community. And I couldn't be more proud of him as a cousin.
I appreciate that.
For sure, man.
A good example to look up to. So
that's good. Now, if you could tell yourself your 18-year-old self something right now, what would you tell him? You probably never got this question. Huh?
Put down a few books, and get out there and learn about money. I would tell my younger self to learn to understand that if you're going to live in a situation where money is something that can make dreams come true, you need to learn how to make it work for you. You know, for the longest time, and still, I'm an advocate of a resource-based economy. I don't like fiat currency. We've ascribed false values to things that don't really have value, and we've let that take over the way that we do commerce, and it shouldn't be like that.
So you're saying more of a barter system?
Like, basically, yeah. It's something that, you know, if you want something, you have to learn how to make it. And if there's someone that knows how to make it, they'll teach you how to make it. If you give them, you know, some potatoes or some jeans, or you know, even in the modern situation, you know, you record some tracks for them, you know, being able to exchange goods and services and not just goods, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I would say, okay, that's all well and good, and that's what should be, but that's not what is right now. If we're gonna work, if I'm gonna live in it, if I'm not gonna move to like the mountains of Tibet or something like that, then I'm in a capitalistic system, and I gotta learn how to work it. And so I'm just now learning how to work that system, and I would go to my 18-year-old self and say, hey, you got to get back on. You got to get on the system that we live in, not just ignore it just because you don't like it.
See, and then that brings me back to something, and we can't let this go without putting this out there. You want to share your experiences, like when you were in LA, and being on the transit system?
Sure, yeah. For those that don't know, I was homeless for about 3 months in the beginning of 2015, or the spring of 2015, and I had to sleep on the bus and on the train, sometimes on the bus stop, and it gets cold at night in LA in the spring, so it was a humbling experience for sure. You know, I was in a situation where I was sharing a room with another person, and they ended up having someone else come in to share the room, which, you know, kudos for them being that kind, but I'm a big dude. I need some space. I can't have three people sleeping in the same room, especially because I snore real loud.
Right.
And so it was either stay in a room with three people or find another place to live. And Los Angeles real estate is ridiculous. You're gonna be paying.
We can't even afford to borrow old house back.
I believe it.
I believe that's how expensive it is. Man.
Like a 15 is gonna be $1,500 for like a 1-bedroom apartment. That's not, you know, it don't have no amenities.
$1,500,
like,
man. We in a 2-bedroom right now for like $640. I know, man. It's crazy, and and you know what's crazy? I know that this is probably bigger than the 2-bedroom out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
so and plus that's just rent. When you're a new lease signee, you gotta have to give them first month's rent and last month's rent for the lease. So it's on top of what that 1 month is. You got to give them a double or triple that, and then you gotta show them your paycheck stubs to say that you're making twice or 3 times as much as what the rent is. And ain't nobody in LA making that. That's not working in like finance or top tier in the entertainment industry.
Right.
And so
sad, man.
It's ridiculous. And so it was like, there's no way I can come up with that much money. I got the news about the guy moving in about a week before my birthday, February 28th. And by March 3rd, I was like, I don't have anywhere else to go. I'm going to just have to go to the studio after work and then sleep on the bus all night. And then I got a Y membership and took showers at the Y. Sometimes I would oversleep and I'd have to take what we call a bum bath at work, where we have what we call a wash off in black neighborhoods, but they call it a bum bath at work. And so, whole time working at Guitar Center, working through it, I try not to be too down about it. It was like, this is just life. It's happening. I can't do nothing about it until I can do something about it. So no crying over spilt milk. But I mean, it made me learn the transit system really well.
Right.
Because some bus drivers because they're supposed to make everyone get off at a certain stop to get back on, and so some bus drivers were really cool about it. If you didn't, if you weren't disruptive, they let you sleep. They understand what's going on. They understand what it is. Yeah. And some bus drivers are just anal cankers, man. Some, they'd open the windows, they'd stop. You'd close them and they'd stop.
They're trying to smoke you out that bus, basically.
Pretty much, And it's like, dude, you come on, man, don't be like that. So, there was one guy. I said, okay, what can I do for you to not open the windows tonight? I understand if you don't want me on the bus. That's cool. I can go find another bus. He was like, he literally said, man, you do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. Didn't say nothing else. I was like, wow, okay.
How did you pull yourself up out of that situation?
Just networking, man. That was a coworker that ended up looking for a roommate, a third roommate for their apartment, and it was right in the middle of Hollywood. And he offered it to me, and I was like, well, I can either keep sleeping on the bus or I can go sleep in the living room and be cool. I'll take the living room. Yeah. And so I've been there for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Now, all of that risk, does it equal the reward? Because I mean, you make some beautiful music. We listened to one of the tracks. I mean, talk about risk versus reward in these situations, and what are you willing to sacrifice to pursue your dream?
And it's that's a hard one. That's a hard one, just because I honestly don't know if I've gotten the reward yet. Like, the music in and of itself is great. I love it, but there's a lot of other things that I've sacrificed. I moved out here. I moved out to LA. During my little sister's senior year, so I missed, her final year in high school. I came back and, she graduated 2014. I moved in 2013. So I came back for her graduation, and it was really hard to leave her for her final year of high school, but it was also a boon to her because I knew that she'd be able to handle it, without me. And I'm really proud of what she's doing. She's out in Virginia now in the Navy. And I could not be more proud of that little girl. I really couldn't. She'll be 21 in August. Jesus,
man.
And so that was one thing I have sacrificed is my connection to my family a lot. I have another little sister in California that I don't talk to that often. And I've been recently last year my paternal grandfather died, and that was the first time I'd seen her since our grandma died in 2010. And so we're trying to rebuild that relationship now. We text each other back and forth. She's looking to open a daycare this year, and like, she's doing really well. I'm really proud of her too. And reconnecting with my Nunley family, my namesake family in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of things. I haven't had a girlfriend since 2005, so 12 years. There's a lot of things that I have sacrificed that I don't know if I'll see the reward of it or not, but I can't not do music. I've tried, and suicide attempt was involved, and so it has to be something that I do, and hopefully I see a reward from it soon.
Absolutely. Well,
that's passion, man.
That is.
That's
amazing. That you've overcame all of this. I mean, at least us seeing you right now, and you're here, you're getting ready to perform for open for
my favorite. Like, this is a bucket list thing. I keep saying it, man.
One of the best artists that are walking this earth right now.
Seriously.
You get to open for him. That is so dope, man.
Like, just for the moment of him maybe being able to hear me, that's huge. And for me to perform a rap set for Riverfest, I've played Riverfest before as a drummer. I've done several Riverfests at this point, but to do a whole rap set as Marrque Nunley solo artist, this is the first for me for Riverfest, and to do it for Flowbots and Common and having A Squared follow, like, man, this is something that I get to cross off on my bucket list. Like, I did it. Like, I got to come up with something bigger now. I got to say, okay, next time I got a headline Riverfest.
So you're seeing some small rewards.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit, but yeah, it's seeing some seeds grow and come to fruition. Just being in the scene as heavy as I was when I was here, and if there's a rap show, I was there. If I wasn't working, or if my car was working at the time, and so I'm just really appreciative that everyone, that no one, I haven't seen anyone anyway be like, Marrque, Marrque, he don't deserve that. And so I've been really blessed that I haven't seen that reaction yet, and so I want to thank you, Wichita, for accepting me and let me rock for you.
Man, we appreciate you coming through to Vibe Wichita.
LT's
been talking you up like for a while.
I don't know why.
Man, he's been talking you up.
You don't know this one's gifted as well. Like, yo, this is a family thing.
Oh yeah,
like that boy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen him grow as an artist, and it's been one of the most profound things to see, like, him go from putting A-B rhymes together, and to see him going into more intricate rhyme cadences, and like, man, it's really been an honor and a pleasure to watch you grow, my man. Seriously.
Seriously. What time do you perform?
I perform at 6 o'clock on Friday.
6 o'clock on Friday.
The Carbon's going on before me. He'll be on at 5, and DJ Carbon spinning. You're gonna be dancing, so you
okay.
So
that'll work.
Then I got a couple surprises in store too. I got some. All of the music I'm performing is all new. No one's heard it yet. Well, except for the Easy, which I released a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But everything else is brand spanking new, not heard. Just like, still, I got mixes coming in from engineers. So it's gonna be really exciting.
Well, we appreciate you coming. Everybody that's tuning in right now, make sure you guys go check out our Riverfest downtown.
Yes,
man, just enjoy life right now, man, because you never know when it's your time, and there's so much going on. There's
so much great stuff.
Yes, there's a lot of good stuff going on.
$10. Psh, come on, what $10 will get you in Los Angeles? $10 ain't gonna get you into nowhere in Los Angeles.
Nowhere.
I know
that.
Might get you somewhere bootleg, somebody's basement maybe.
We gotta throw
somebody throwing a rent party.
We gotta throw another track at the end of this, man, for the people that stuck around and listen. So
for sure,
we got you.
Hey, y'all y'all just stay locked into this, man. We got one more track coming up. Y'all bear with me. It might be a little silent for like a couple of not a couple minutes. It might be silent for about 15 seconds, man, but we're gonna go ahead and get this track rolling.
Sorry, dramatic pause.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's Vibe Wichita.
Yes.
You know what we do around this time?
The voice of the dub has spoken. Thanks for hanging with us and tuning in to Vibe Wichita.
Act like y'all know.
Peace.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep everybody rolling right now, man. Yeah, hold up. Let me go ahead and just click this real quick. We We just gonna keep talking real quick while I get
That's
this
my
track
fault.
ready.
I ended up finding another version of a track that I was like, play this one, please. And he was gracious enough to accommodate someone that was less than prepared.
Tell us about this. Well, tell us about this track.
This track, it really the music for it came to me, just in a dream. I was just in somebody's house and there they had like 3 or 4 boys in the garage playing instruments, and they just got them, and so they were just hitting them, and they were just playing real chords through an amp, and I wanted something that sounded like some kids in a garage that had just learned how to play, and I just wanted to sound like it was a loop of something that they accidentally hit that sounded great, and then and then on the concept that I had, when I was here, I was a big supporter of the LGBT community, especially for students in our schools.
Right.
And it was a little argument with a family member that was more traditional conservative Christian, and so it felt bad because it was someone like that's that close to you. You don't want to have a rift, and so I kind of made the song in response to that. Like you're doing something that's not popular with organized religion right now. Mm-hmm. You're supporting something that they are against, that they are opposed to. Right. And so what did you expect to happen? You're gonna have to have those conversations. You're gonna have to you can't be afraid being correct and being righteous, standing for something that's fair and that's even and that's that's standing for justice. And so it just it's saying that being conscious and being aware and being woke, it's not easy. It's not it's not like, oh, I've had the epiphany now, I'm a universally loving creature and everything's gonna go fine. Like, no, like throughout all of history, progressive thought has been opposed by the status quo, and you're just in a long line of people that even going back to Jesus, going before Jesus, going back to the Buddha, that people opposed these new ideas of how to live, how to be fair and equal and live in a just society and live in a good society. And so it's just saying that don't expect it to be all cakes and raspberries,
smiles and Hallmark cards.
Right.
No,
it's going to be some heated arguments. There might even be fisticuffs if it comes to that. Yeah. But if you're going to stand for it, you got to stand for it. Some people die for it, and so you got to be prepared for that if you're going to be on the path.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Well, we got the track ready to go. Everybody stay locked in right now. We got this song called Easy from Marrque Nunley. We want you guys to stay locked in. Check it out real quick. This Vibe Wichita. Okay, let me slide it over. Hurry up. And all right, y'all.
Just got interesting. Didn't we say that this would happen eventually? But you thought that this would blow over smooth? That people would embrace the way you live and think is cool? Rude awakening. Now you're hating the instant you came across the information. See, on the road to openness. Now you landed on the island of those that know and are charged with applying. And good luck trying to spread it to the masses. They ain't trying to hear none of your madness. They didn't want to hear it from me or Siddhartha or any of the masters that they asked for. What makes you so different? You're gonna face rejection on a level you never knew existed. But listen, just stay persistent. If only one person gets it, then you've accomplished the mission.
Just wanna tell you what you signed up for. Gotta keep growing, never mind dumb folks. Find good soil in which to plant seed. Can't be afraid of sharp thorns and bad weeds. Everybody's climbing up at a different pace. Some paths are crooked, some paths are straight, but none of them are easy. Don't judge, keep believing. I'm
I'ma put it to you like this. The righteous have always had to fight with the pious. Religion is not gonna accept you. They'll call you all manner of evil and try to vex you. What you're trying to spread is not in their best interest. Why you think churches are listed under business? They misconceive everything you say. Think I'm lying? They do it with my words every day. See, Mary and Joe raised me to be a good little Jew. 2 decades later, they all killed me for who I became. And it's not about blame. I'm trying to get across that this conscious thing is not a game. Don't expect to be greeted as liberator. Indeed, they'll try to praise you. Next week, they'll drive stakes through your feet, your hands, and as you bleed in the sand, you scream and wonder why you ever tried to help these sycophants. But
just wanna tell you what you signed up for. Gotta keep growing, never mind dumb folks. Find good soil in which to plant seed. Can't be afraid of sharp thorns and bad weeds. Everybody's climbing up at a different pace. Some paths are crooked, some paths are straight, but none of them are easy.
But hold up, let me bring the deacon choir in like. Lie and tell you everything's gonna be copacetic, poetic endings for all your effort. Everyone will understand and be progressive. They'll develop from the message and you spread it, it will be welcome. But all of that would be a lie. Christians compromised every time they cross the national line. Why you think they burn incense? Put my birth in December and then call it Christmas. To appease the needs of the Greeks or the Celts or the Romans who wanted power for themselves. They'll misuse your words, claiming certain races are cursed and other races are the true inheritors of the earth. They'll deify your words, make people think they have no worth. And that's after they mistranslate from your language first. Millions of people with twisted misconceptions, and they give you the credit as the one who first said it. But it's an empty loud, and it's a lonely crowd. Nowhere in the Bible does it ever say that mama's proud. My family was sad to see me die, but none of them lifted a finger to help me when I was alive and teaching. This path is filled with disowned offspring, the vanished and the homeless, maybe a few kings. But know as you go that you are causing trouble, and as a result you're gonna constantly struggle. The established flow will obstruct your goal, cause they have the most stake in the status quo. But you must endure the pain to illuminate like the sun. Spread, live, and be the change. One, that's who we are, that is the truth. It transcends the universe, there's endless proof. But the life you live will be resplendent with strife cause of what you're teaching. What? You thought it was gonna be easy?
Just wanna tell you what you signed up for. Gotta keep growing, never mind dumb folks. Find good soil in which to plant seed. Can't be afraid of sharp thorns and bad weeds. Everybody's climbing up at a different pace. Some paths are crooked, some paths are straight, but none of them are easy. Don't judge, keep believing. Just wanna tell you what you signed up for. Gotta keep growing, never mind dumb folks. Find good soil in which to plant seed. Can't be afraid of sharp thorns and bad weeds. Everybody's climbing up at a different pace. Some paths are crooked, some paths are straight, but none of them are easy. Don't judge, keep believing.
Oh, you really thought that, didn't you?